we built like transects through the forest based on like where the GPS drew the lines, and then we'd have to machete along the transects, and then we would put up rope, and then 5 meters on either side of the transect we would mark every single tree species that was there, and then use that to compare biodiversity levels between like a farm and then a forest fragment.
The campaign did like a solar energy PSA, and I actually was able to model in that. They had a bunch of workers in the building model, and me and my boss Lynn actually ended up getting chosen. So now we're up on bus stops and different billboards in DC, Illinois, different cities in Illinois, some in California, a couple in Ohio and things like that. So it's really cool. It's been a really fun experience, rewarding experience. I've learned a lot, and at the same time it's like you're taking so much from it.
There's a lot of ways that like physically challenged me, you know, like climbing through rainforest and macheteing and stuff, but I think I was challenged by the experience to more broadly think about the different kinds of research that could contribute to sustainability. You know, this is research about agroforestry, and like at first it's just like, oh, that's, you know, research about farming. But then when you start thinking about how deforestation is a major driver of climate change, you know, maybe agroforestry can act as an intermediary between, you know, land that's only used for agriculture and land that's preserved as forest.
The biggest challenge is learning how is the best way to disseminate your information, and how is the best way to translate your message. And that's what's been really cool about this experience, is this like hands-on learning about advocacy and what it takes and how to engage your membership and things like that.
With my culinary experience, I studied abroad for the summer in Costa Rica, and I was at a field research station run by Boston University, and it was kind of like a research methods thing where we took some classes, we did statistics, and then we went out and did a directed research project under a professor in small groups. And so I worked with a professor who has been looking at agroforestry, which is like farms planted beneath a tree canopy, and we were specifically looking at shaded coffee. We ended up writing papers at the end, and Professor Hagar, who I was working with, really liked my paper, so I've continued to work with him. And so I'm a co-author on his most recent publication.
For my culminating experience at World Wildlife Fund, in particular I'm working on their renewable energy campaign. My whole job is to kind of figure out how can I best assist the program officers in making better decisions. So it's really research-based. It's definitely an undercurrent.
I hope to do some more research on climate change, specifically how people are interacting with the changes that they've seen already, like adaptation and mitigation and stuff like that. And I think sustainability will always be at the heart of that.
I really think that sustainability can be applied to really any major at any point, but when it comes to international development, I mean, it's got to go hand in hand that this is like the future, you know?